Just a few days before Selena Gomez was set to marry Blanco, Justin Bieber surprised everyone with something no one saw coming. Out of nowhere, he shared a song full of raw emotion that talked about the pain of losing someone close. The timing raised eyebrows immediately. It happened only 5 days before Selena's wedding. The lyrics described what it feels like when a relationship quietly slips away, not ending with fights or drama, but simply fading out. This left fans wondering, was Justin hinting at Selena? Or was he just putting out music that reflected his own struggles, unrelated to her at all? The conversation spread quickly online. Some were convinced it was a secret message aimed at his ex, while others brushed it off as bad timing that just happened to line up with her wedding week. Still, the timing felt too sharp to ignore, and people couldn't stop talking about it. But that wasn't the only thing Justin posted. Alongside those heartfelt lines, he shared more words that described being stuck in the past, weighed down by emotions, and still holding on to memories of someone who was no longer around. And yet, right after posting those words, he uploaded sweet couple photos with his wife, Hailey. To anyone scrolling, it looked like a contradiction. On one hand, lyrics that sounded like heartbreak, and on the other, a picture-perfect marriage. This left many asking whether everything in his relationship with Hailey was really as calm as it seemed, or if his social media was telling a very different story. Then, just one day before Selena walked down the aisle, Justin added more fuel to the fire. He shared a Bible verse that instantly set the internet buzzing. The verse talked about destroying false ideas and arrogant attitudes that go against God's truth. To some, it seemed like a message directed at Selena's fans who still hold on to the past, unwilling to let go of the Selena story. To others, it felt like a response to the criticism he had been getting for one of his earlier posts. That post showed a picture of his baby boy, but instead of showing his son's face, Justin covered it with a pizza emoji. At first glance, it seemed like nothing more than a random, playful choice. But the internet being the internet, people quickly spun it into something much bigger. Fans immediately started asking why he picked pizza out of all the emojis available. He could have chosen a heart, a smiley, even a star, but instead he went with pizza. For most, it was harmless. But for a portion of people online, it instantly dragged up memories of the old Pizzagate conspiracy from 2016. That bizarre theory falsely claimed that high-ranking officials were tied to child trafficking, with pizza being used as a code word. The story had been debunked long ago, but because of how the internet works, the connection never really disappeared. So when Justin chose that emoji, some fans started speculating about his intentions. They wondered if it was just a silly coincidence, or if there was more behind it. The backlash grew quickly, and many believe this wave of criticism is what pushed him to start sharing those cryptic messages and emotional lines in the first place. And it wasn't just Justin fueling speculation. His mother also got involved, posting a vague message online that fans immediately tied back to Selena and Justin's history. Whether she meant it that way or not didn't matter. The timing was enough for people to connect the dots. All of this happening so close to Selena's wedding made it hard to believe it was just random. Fans began pointing out at least 3 strange things Justin had done in the days leading up to her big day, and the most shocking detail was still to come. One of the most noticeable things was how Justin and Hailey completely skipped acknowledging their courthouse wedding anniversary on September 13th. They didn't share pictures, captions, or even a small mention. This was a big change because in both 2022 and 2023, Justin had made a point of posting about the day, sharing photos with Hailey, and writing emotional words about their love. In 2024, though, he said nothing at all. Fans immediately noticed and started asking questions about why he stayed silent. That wasn't just a one-time thing either. In 2025, when the anniversary came around again, both Justin and Hailey stayed quiet once more. This added even more fuel to the rumors. Some fans started suggesting that Justin was saving his post for September 30th, the day he and Hailey held their second wedding ceremony. If that's true, it would mean he planned to post a wedding tribute only 3 days after Selena's marriage to Blanco. The idea instantly sparked controversy. Many believe that doing so would look like a deliberate attempt to grab attention while the internet was still buzzing about Selena's wedding. The timing would naturally invite comparisons, and some fans even suggested it might come across as a subtle dig at his ex. People who support this theory argue that it wouldn't be the first time Justin and Hailey were accused of shading Selena online. Over the years, they've faced accusations of posting things that seemed like quiet jabs in her direction. With that history in mind, the skipped anniversaries and the possible September 30th post feel more suspicious than accidental. Adding to all of this, Justin's mom once again shared cryptic words that fans linked back to his past with Selena. Whether it was intentional or not doesn't really matter. People are reading into every detail. And when everything happens in the same week as Selena's wedding, it's hard for fans not to connect the dots. The timing makes it all look too pointed to be brushed off as random. Still, beyond all the noise and speculation, the spotlight belongs to Selena Gomez. This is one of the most meaningful moments of her life. She didn't end up marrying her first love like many once thought she would, but she found someone who has proven to be steady, supportive, and fully committed. Blanco has shown through his actions that he cares deeply for her happiness. With him, Selena has found a more grounded kind of love, not the dramatic ups and downs she once had with Justin, but something real and lasting. This wedding isn't about the chaos from the past. It's about Selena finally building a future with someone who makes her feel safe, valued, and understood. For her, it feels like the start of a new chapter, one based on maturity and true partnership. Back in 2018, Justin once claimed he had finally learned what love was when he got back with Selena. But now, years later, it's Selena who can honestly say she knows what love really looks like, because she's found it with Benny Blanco. Fans still remember how quickly things changed back in 2018. Only 23 days after, Justin spent Valentine's Day with Selena. He posted a picture online and Hailey was right there, liking it. That moment left an impression on people because it showed how fast everything was shifting in his life. Fast forward to today, and the picture looks completely different. Selena now has a husband whose past relationships aren't hovering in the background, waiting for cracks to show. For the first time, she can enjoy her marriage without the shadow of someone else's presence hanging over her. Looking back, the timing was almost unbelievable. Just 4 months and 25 days after that Valentine's Day, Justin was suddenly engaged to Hailey Baldwin. At the time, the internet wasn't kind, even mocking her with the nickname Miss Replace. Now, 7 years later, it's Selena who is married, but the way her story has unfolded couldn't be more different. With Benny Blanco, she doesn't have to question her place or worry about being replaced. Every Valentine's Day from now on belongs to them, with no doubts hanging in the air. Those photos Selena posted years ago also take on a deeper meaning when you know the truth behind them. They were taken the very same day Justin married Hailey. Instead of being alone, Selena surrounded herself with friends for dinner and a sleepover. A year later, she shared those pictures as memories, smiling even though her heart must have been heavy. It's hard to imagine the strength it took to face that moment, but she did. And now everything has shifted. It's her wedding day, her turn to celebrate love, and Benny is the kind of partner who would never leave her in that kind of pain. A week after Justin's wedding, Selena posted a simple selfie captioned, "Me all the time." In the photo, she looked sad and worn out, making it clear how much she was hurting. Everyone knew she and Justin had years of history, and letting go of that kind of bond is never easy. Compare that moment to now, and the difference couldn't be more striking. On her wedding day, Selena glows. Her happiness shines through every smile, and it's clear she's found a love that makes her feel safe and secure. Justin's side of the story wasn't as smooth either. Even though he proposed to Hailey only a few months later, people noticed his demeanor on their wedding day. While Hailey looked overjoyed, Justin's face seemed more conflicted, almost as if his heart was still somewhere else. It reminded fans of how openly Selena had shown her pain before. To many, it looked like Justin had rushed into something without finding real closure from his past. Selena later admitted that what hurt her most was not getting the kind of respectful ending she wanted. She said she knew their relationship had been beautiful in its own way, but accepting the end was painful. Still, she made peace with it, wished it well, and moved on. That's what makes her story different. She gave herself time to heal before moving forward. Nearly 6 years later, that healing has led her to a wedding filled with joy instead of heartbreak. When Selena married Benny Blanco, the day reflected everything she deserved. Her gown was timeless, graceful, and true to her personal style. Fans couldn't help but remember how Justin once called her the most elegant princess in the world. And watching her walk down the aisle, it wasn't hard to see why. She still carries that same effortless elegance today. Some even argue that Hailey has adopted parts of Selena's polished style over the years, but Selena's authenticity remains unmatched. Her wedding wasn't about proving anything or competing. It was about celebrating genuine love. Benny's emotions during the ceremony said it all. He wasn't holding back. His eyes welled up, his smile never faded, and he was completely present in the moment. Unlike grooms who try to hide their feelings, he let everyone see just how much Selena means to him. His love was obvious and it was powerful. While it's fair to say Justin has grown into his love for Hailey over the past 7 years, Benny's feelings for Selena radiate in a way that's different. From the moment she said yes, there was no hesitation in him, only certainty. Selena's patience makes her happiness even more meaningful. She didn't rush into marriage after her breakup. She waited almost 6 years, giving herself time to heal, grow, and truly understand what she wanted. That's why her joy today feels so authentic. Many people still look back at Justin's fast engagement and see it as a reaction to heartbreak rather than a carefully thought-out choice. The contrast is clear. Selena chose healing first, and her wedding day is proof of what patience can bring. But just as Selena was stepping into her new chapter, Justin added to the noise once again. Days before her wedding, he uploaded a homemade video of himself performing Speed Demon while wearing a shirt that read, "Pray for me." The caption alone stirred speculation, but it gained even more attention when his mom, Patty Millette, left a heartfelt prayer in the comments. She wrote about asking God to heal Justin's visible and hidden wounds, restore what had been lost, and bring peace to his mind and heart. It was touching but also cryptic, and the timing only made it more talked about. Patty wasn't finished there. Around the same time, she shared an Instagram story that read, "Sometimes we really do need to thank God for the things that didn't work out." To many, it sounded like a subtle hint about Justin's past with Selena, especially since it came the very week Selena was marrying Benny. Even if it was just a general reflection, fans couldn't ignore the timing, and it quickly became another layer of speculation. Then, as if all of this weren't enough, Justin released a track called "I Do" that same month. The title instantly grabbed attention because of its connection to weddings. The chorus repeated the phrase like vows, but it was the final verse that set fans off. The lyrics spoke about always choosing you, about red lips, about leaving a mark on his skin. To longtime fans, the meaning felt obvious. Selena is famous for her signature red lipstick, and Justin even has a tattoo of her wearing red lips. With the release landing in the very month of her wedding, the connections were impossible to ignore. This left fans split once again. Was Justin trying to send a message, or was it nothing more than bad timing? Was he shading Selena, confessing old feelings, or simply releasing music without thinking of the coincidence? Opinions remain divided, but one truth stands firm. Selena Gomez has found her peace. While the world debates Justin's every move, Selena is glowing, smiling, and walking confidently into her future with Benny Blanco by her side.